Hey, Pasta fam. Avis here to give you guys a little treat. Caroline and I decided that we wanted to give you our first two episodes of our brand new series, Avis and Caroline Binge So You Don't Have to. Our series will cover a number of shows canceled too soon. And first up on the docket is The LA Complex, starring Cassie Steele, aka Manny Santos. And we are super excited to give you the scoop, the recap, and all of the girl talk involved with covering and just rewatching this series. We had a lot of fun with it, and we are really excited to give you this preview. If you would like to hear more of our binge series, we will be releasing it weekly. We keep all friend of the pad and above Patreon content exclusive to those paid tier members for 4 months. So we hope you consider joining our friend of the pad or above Patreon tier. And we also hope you enjoy this preview.
Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Avis and Caroline Binge So You Don't Have to. I'm Caroline.
I'm Avis.
And today I'm going to walk you through the second episode of Le Complex. After my notes load.
They got a load.
After a few generic shots of LA, we find ourselves inside a strip club, standing behind a woman who's opening her bra to a room full of men. We pan to Alyka and Abby leaning against the bar. Abby's nervous about getting naked in front of all these people, and Alyka tells her, "I won't tell your boyfriend," with just a whisper of snark. But that's not an issue, because they broke up this morning. Alyka lets her know that they'll skip her turn if she's in the champagne room giving someone a lap dance. Abby's wheels are a-turnin'. Now we're on the set for generic medical drama, and hashtag nice guy Nick is overloading his plate at craft services. He's a starving artist. Emphasis on the starving. And I suspect not so much the artist. Co-star Kate comes to the table and Connor introduces them. Nick is awkward. He's working for the day as a stand-in, standing in Connor's place so they can block the lighting while he does more important things. Abby has found someone for the champagne room. He's a very generic dude bro in his 30s who claims to work in the industry, and he tells her that she's got a great look. Like a curvy Mila Kunis mixed with an Asian Jean triple horn. I personally find this very weird, and judging by her face and the confused thank you, Abby does too. Probably because it's weird. It's a very weird compliment. Anyway, he tells her that he is looking to cast Vanessa Hudgens' sister for a movie, and he asks her if she can sing. Of course she can. And then he puts his hand on her tit. Abby does not understand the champagne room, so she yells for security before telling him, "This is a gentleman's club, and you, sir, are no gentleman." It's very adorable. Security rushes in with Alyka, guns ablazing until they learn what actually happened. Because it's the champagne room. Apparently you can grab titties in the champagne room. Which I didn't know, but I've never been to and never will be to the champagne room.
Right.
He wants Abby fired, and he wants a new dancer. Someone less new and less stupid. She throws her drink on him. Or she throws a drink on him anyway. And gets thrown out on her ass into the brutal LA sun. They don't even give her time to change her clothes. And she is wearing, like, a black, like, bikini top. Black booty shorts with fishnets underneath. And then she's got, like, a red zip-up hoodie. That is unzipped or very partially zipped. Her spirit has clearly been broken once again. But then her phone rings. It's her agent, Ron, who I don't know if you've seen him yet. I guess you said you had. Yes. He's got this very nervous, incompetent energy. He starts most phone calls with, "So hi."
Yeah.
And it's all very awkward. She should get a better agent. Or maybe not. Maybe he's doing his thing because he's gotten her an audition for a cop show called Cause of Death. It is a hooker role. He asks if she's got clothes that will work. Yes. Yes, she does. We head back over to the generic medical drama where Connor is struggling with his lines. He asks co-star Kate if she wants to come to his trailer to, quote, run the pink pages. These are clearly the pages with the rewrites, as he was handed pink pages and told they were the rewrites, and now he is holding those pages. But I guess maybe it could be innuendo. And now it's Nick's time to go do his thing and shine or sink. Probably sink. I'm rooting for sink. I don't like him either. We get over to Dynasty's studio and he's in his office with Tariq. He admires Tariq's skill and work ethic. He's pissed about the track, but he admires Tariq's skill. And so he wants to give him a chance to produce his own track with Caldrick King. King is a gangster rapper. He is no joke, and quote, what he spits is his truth. And essentially, don't waste his time because he can fuck you up and he quite possibly will fuck you up.
Right.
We head back over to Alicia's Club of Broken Dreams, where she is begging and pleading with the bouncer to let her leave just for an hour so she can go to an audition. The lunch rush is over. They don't need her. It's an audition. It's important.
Right.
He reminds her that, he's got no power. He's just the enforcer, And she's like, come on, you don't need me. Nobody's going to want to lap dance in the next hour. Enter Ricky. Mm-hmm. He wants a dance. He wants her dance. Right here, he tells her as he points in a gross way to his smug little face. She looks at him. Alicia has fucking balls because she looks at him and she's like, can you just wait an hour and then I'll come back and I'll give you the best dance of your life, basically, right? And he starts to play the in a joking way. He's like, does she know who I am? This is where we learned that Ricky is a washed up child star. He was great in Goonies, except that he wasn't in Goonies. He was in, quote, the other one. His name is Rick Lloyd, and the bouncer's little sister was in love with him. He tells the bouncer, first off, it's Rick. Second, don't use past tenses, buddy. Your sister still loves me. Ricky also has some spunk to him that I don't hate. Except then he asks if there's anything more private than the champagne room. And Alicia is clearly uncomfortable and concerned. He's told that there's not, and he's like, then I want this cordoned off and off limits for the next hour. Nobody can come in. They go on into the champagne room. She doesn't even try to hide her disdain. She's like, all right, I'm going to wait for the next song to start. You get comfortable. And he lets her know that actually he doesn't want to dance. He wanted to give her the opportunity to duck out and go to her audition. She's like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I'll be fine. I got one of them newfangled smartphones and I can play games. Go break a leg, kid. So she runs out to do that. Switch to Abby walking into her audition for the hooker role. She's on the phone leaving an awkward voicemail for Connor, and she starts it with, hey, it's me, and then apologizes for presuming that he would know who me is, and says that, she'd like to spend time with him and get to know him and whatever. As she hangs up, she walks up on Raquel, who is also auditioning for the hooker role. Then we head over to my favorite character, Nick, who is doing his stand-in thing, and he's doing fine until they get to the end of the scene, and he tries to kiss his co-stand-in because, quote-unquote, it's in the script. Cut to exterior shot of Caldrick's mansion. Several luxury cars fill the driveway, and a very handsome and very intimidating Caldrick opens the door as though he is not expecting company. Tariq is always small in stature, but he looks especially so next to Cal. He tries to come in, but Cal stops him with a hand on his chest and a, hey, whoa, little man, I don't know you. I don't work with people I don't know. This confuses Tariq, who was told that Caldrick wanted him there. But Cal clears that up, says, wanted you here? I told you to come here, but not to talk about music. Cal knows what he wants, and he's going to ask for it, and you're going to give it to him. And I love that for him. He explains that he's got to know someone before he's going to work with them, and he needs to know they're real and not some punk-ass bitch. So he wants Tariq to take him somewhere important to him as an audition, essentially. And then he informs Tariq that they'll be taking Tariq's car because Cal has DUIs. He is not impressed with Tariq's beat up little hoopty and says image is everything. Strike one.
You can't judge somebody.
What?
You can't judge somebody for being broke.
You can't, but that's where we are. We cut to Cal and Tariq walking to their mystery destination. Cal's complaining about the walk, and Tariq apologizes that there isn't parking out front. And then Cal wants him to tell him something about his life, something about like his dad or where he grew up. And Tariq tells us that he doesn't really know his father that well because he was a workaholic. He was a dry cleaner and he drove a cab on the side. And that he's from a neighborhood in Montreal that I'm going to mispronounce. Hochelaga Maisonneuve. Anyway, something like that. Cal is
French.
flabbergasted that they didn't give it a nickname such as Ooch Town or Big Nouve. Tariq apologizes again. And Cal tells him that he shouldn't be apologizing. It's the people who named that town who should be apologizing. And then goes on to say that telling someone you're from there is like telling somebody you are from Efslerberg. Tariq looks a little uncomfortable and mumbles, sorry, I know it's not Oakland, and starts walking faster. To which Cal says, Cal's fucking hilarious. He's like, I have so many quotes with Cal just because I love him that much. You're going to love Caldrick King.
Yeah.
There you go with the apologies again. Must be a Canadian thing. And then he's like, I just asked you where you're from. There's no right or wrong answer to that, so stop acting like I'm interrogating you. And Tariq points out that he kind of is. And Cal's like, I know, but I'm telling you to stop acting like it. And then he tells Tariq, he's like, you gotta calm down, shake yourself out, take the coat hanger out of your shirt. And he kind of takes Cal by the shoulders and loosens him up a little. It's a nice moment. It's starting to look good for them, but then they've reached their destination and it is a record store, and Cal is pissed because, as he's already said, this is not about the music. Strike two. He gives Tariq one more chance to show him somewhere important, and he's not walking back to the car. Tariq can come get his ass. Abby and Raquel are sitting on the casting couch in a hallway full of girls auditioning for the hooker role. Abby's agent Ron calls to see how it went, and she tries to whisper to him that she hasn't gone yet, but incompetent Ron hears Abby Goldblatt and asks, who's Abby Goldblatt? She repeats herself much louder this time, and as she does, the reader comes out to call Raquel in. Awkward vibes all around. She gets hisses to be quiet from other girls in the room. It's clear that Raquel knows not only the reader, but people in the room.
Yeah.
And now, despite my protestations, we are back to nice guy Nick. He's standing in an awkward faux embrace with his co-stand-in. You know what I mean when I say a stand-in. Yeah. No, I think they use them in TV as characters all the time.
Yeah.
And he wants to know why he is terrible with, quote, female women. Maybe because you call them female women, Nick, but that might just be a me thing.
No.
And then he starts whining about Abby and how she slept with Connor. And now he knew the minute that he met her that he was going to fuck it up because, quote, my whole life is awkward hugs with beautiful women. And then he begs her to tell him what he's doing wrong. She tells him, first of all, you talk too much. Alicia's back from her audition. She got cut. They were looking for teenagers. She says that she just needs a minute to change, and Ricky turns his back to give her privacy. She wants to know why he's being so cool to her, and he tells her that he's seen her dancing, and she's really good. And then he asks what she's doing here. And that's when we learn that it's a good job, and she's never really, it's never been a big deal to her to get naked. Maybe that makes her weird. Ricky says he doesn't think it makes her weird. And she's ready to go back to work, but he's like, no, you've got post-audition blues. Let me buy you a couple drinks at the bar first. And again, she's like, why are you like this? And he says, because I made a classic 20 years ago and I've been straight to DVD ever since. I know how hard chances are to come by. She agrees to the drink. We cut to Connor in his trailer. He is reading his script and using his stationary bike, and co-star Kate comes in. She doesn't have her script. He's amazed that she's off book already. She's amazed that he didn't invite her there to bang one out. She says run the pink pages sounded dirty. Which maybe if that wasn't what y'all were calling the pink page, like, come on now, Kate. And then she kind of like shames him. It's like, I thought you were less new and whatever, but you can pretend to be noble for a while. And he's like, I don't want to complicate things. Like, I want to focus on work. Now we are back at the Lux. The film bros are playing ping pong until the one from Instant Stars sees Caldrick King walking in and like loses his shit. They're all up in King's space. Instant Star film bro is like holding his phone up. He's like, I am tweeting this. I am tweeting this. And then the other film bro is like trying to spit Cal lyrics, but he only knows the radio edit. And Cal is not impressed. And then Superintendent Eddie busts out, also spitting a Cal verse, and at the end, very awkwardly not saying the N-word, like the rhyme before it is trigger, and then he's like, It's not great. Cal's pissed. Strike 3. He storms off. Tariq runs after him, and Eddie laments to no one in particular that he didn't say the word. Tariq desperately kind of like pleads with Cal to understand that he's not from here. He doesn't know people here. He works and he sleeps because that's what it takes. And Cal gets it. And then he asks what's French for hungry, which is a really roundabout way to say let's go get some taquitos. Raquel leaves the audition room and the reader says, hey, haven't gone yet. You're about to go, which is an unnecessarily snarky way to say that Abby is up. Raquel goes to sign out and is discouraged by all the names on the sign out sheet. It's like pages of other girls who have been here. Before she can even like put the clipboard down without signing it, Abby's audition is over and she comes out looking shell-shocked. And so Raquel kind of ushers her out sympathetically. And we're back to the set of generic medical drama where Nick is still on his bullshit. The co-stand-in is telling him that he's a cute guy, which I would disagree with, but that's fine. But basically he's too busy wondering if a girl likes him to notice if she actually likes him. His takeaway, and that he doesn't pick up on signs or listen. And his takeaway is that she thinks he's cute. I hate Nick. He asks what to look for and makes references to like bad pickup artists. Like he's one really bad rejection from becoming the creator of the red pill community. And she tells him that like it's not, poker tells it stuff like if she's making an effort to see you, like how do you not know if people enjoy being around you, bruh? At this point, she's like leaned in and put her hands on his shoulders. And he notes that this is confusing because those seem like signs. And she's like, see how you're thinking instead of acting? And he's like, you want me to act? And she's like, no. He's confused. And she says it's because he thinks too much. And he needs to just trust his gut and kiss the girl. And he says, like, but don't you hate me because I tried to kiss you? And she says, no, I hate you because you're an idiot. Because you're stupid. Because he's stupid. Their day is done. He stumbles off awkwardly. She's already gone. Alicia and Rick are sitting at the bar Broken Dreams talking about how she crushed her usher audition, but then never heard back. That's a really hard sentence to say. Crushed and usher so close together is weird.
It sounds like she like assaulted
Ursher.
Ursher.
How
baby.
she crushed her Ursher audition. That feels better. I finally get it. And like she wants people to know who she is. And Rick's like, I don't know, I'm tired of being a household name. This asshole across the bar has been staring at me for like 20 minutes trying to figure out who I am. And the guy calls out, hey, Goonies, right? And Rick goes, nah, I was the other one. And Alicia goes on about how like she works harder than anyone else and she still isn't good enough. And the part's always going to some girl who knows the producer's cousin's friend. They toast to their future success, and then Rick says he has to leave. He's got a vodka launch party to go to. She asks him to let her buy him a shot first because she doesn't want to feel like she owes him anything. And he's like, how about instead you go to this party with me? And she's like, yeah, no, I'm not an escort. I mean, she doesn't say that exactly, but she says, yeah, no, I'm at an escort, not an escort. He's like, no, like networking on the off chance that hardworking isn't enough and maybe you could find a producer's cousin's friend of your own. I'm liking Rick. He's a little older for her than I would like. Okay. But he seems like their relationship is sweet and feels genuine. Probably not long-term healthy or short-term healthy, but whatever.
In this episode,
they've got good chemistry. They seem to be like seeing something in each other that they feel like nobody else sees. And now we're over to Abby and Raquel. They're like walking through the lot and Abby's all stressed out and Raquel's like, that's how it goes. And you know, she's like, you got to stop getting hung up on it. They won't all be good. Some of them will, unless you just totally suck. And then Raquel's phone rings and it's her agent. They're putting a pin in her for the part. It's no big deal. Just a guest star spot. Abby asks about Connor's set because she's pretty sure it's on the same lot. And Raquel's like, ooh, no, poor form to stop by unexpected. I'd give you a ride back to the Lux, but I've got a meeting in the Valley. You good on cab fare or bus fare? Like, as soon as she gets picked back up out of the pit of despair, she's just like, nope, good, sorry, gotta ditch you. Cal and Tariq are at the beach. They're eating taquitos from a truck, which is something that I don't spend enough of my time doing. I'm really jealous of these truck taquitos from LA. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Cal explains to Tariq that they're more alike than Tariq realizes. Like, his dad was a workaholic, Cal's dad was a con, but they both taught them like work and do whatever it takes to get it done. Yeah. And then he talks about like getting in trouble for it and circles back to how he's real and not sensational. Like, he tells people who he is and that they need to deal with it. And he hasn't made an album in forever because he's changed and he's not hustling, but like that's still what people want from him. Tariq's all like, you know, it's like you're still a prisoner. And Cal like is touched by being seen like that and says he needs to let Tariq talk more often. Then he asks him how to say man in French. The answer to that is homme, which Tariq ends up spelling out for him, and he thinks it's absolutely brilliant that the French word for man is home. They exchange a cute look. Like, things are starting to feel like maybe a little gay. And then a random civilian is taking pictures of Cal. So Cal walks over to him and like punches him to the ground and then like stands over him being like, do something. And the dude stays down. He's like, yeah, that's what I thought. And they leave.
This one does.
Abby comes back to the Lux and Super Eddie is holding a box of her shit. And he's like, I needed to move this to clean. Can I see your key for a second? Her dumbass gives it to him and he closes the door. He's sorry, but the owners are coming and there's nothing he can do. And don't try your fancy actor tricks on me. Tariq's not home. So Abby knocks on Nick's door and asks if she can crash. And nice guy that he is, he says yes. And that he likes her outfit. She's still dressed as a hooker. Connor comes back to his trailer and Raquel is waiting there. Unannounced. I thought that was poor form. She calls him a man whore, and he retorts, said the one dressed like a hooker. And then she tells him that his co-star is an unprofessional hack. She should have gotten the part. He's like, they went younger. She says, they went sluttier. And he says, said the one dressed like a hooker. To which she says, you said that one. They have this like sly smile, and she asks how his day was. And then kind of immediately it's like, it doesn't matter. You know, are you wrapped? Let's go celebrate. And he's like, that's bad mojo. She's like, there's no bad mojo in a town that in an industry that uses voodoo lingo, because they told him they'd put a pin in her. They banter some more, and he's like about to say yes, but then he notices that he had missed that call from Abby, so he turns her down, and she hits him with a dejected, but I'm dressed like a hooker. Nick returns to his room to find Abby sitting on his bed holding his teddy bear, and he makes a joke about how he can't sleep without it. But the joke falls flat, both because it isn't funny and because Abby is preoccupied with being bummed about her audition. And Nick decides to focus on Abby being bummed rather than focus on his own damn self. Have I mentioned I hate Nick? So he gives her this pep talk about how they haven't said they hate her, so she can't know that they do. And she can't give up. And what if they stay in and watch The Notebook? He hasn't seen it. Is it any good? Abby's a little broken and a lot dumb, so this works on her. She's all like, you have The Notebook? It's going to take some time, but Nick's going to win her over. I can feel it in my bones, and I hate it. I hate it so much. She settles in with him for the night and misses a call with Connor. So now it's his turn to leave an awkward message. He got her message. He's in. This boy wants so badly to be loved. He hangs up and he leaves to head to the Lux when he's stopped for more rewrites and an earlier call time for tomorrow. He's a little bit starting to drown. We got to Alicia and Rick at the vodka party, which looks horrible. And some woman, they're waiting for the woman who I guess owns the Pussycat dolls to finish being photographed with vodka so that Rick can be photographed with the vodka. He invites Alicia to come up with him, and one of the photographers asks her name, and she tells him it's Alicia Lowe, and it's the first time that Rick's heard it, and like he smiles and is like, really? Nice to meet you, Alicia. I'm Rick. They're cute. They are. I don't want to know if they're not cute in episode 3.
Is that, that's the thing that you don't want to know. That's fine.
I mean, I already know stuff because I watched this shit 10 years ago, but I don't want to know. I want to live in my fantasy. Okay. Now Cal and Tariq are at a strip club. They're on a couch with a couple of women dancing for just them. Cal's making it rain. Wants Tariq to do the same. He gave him cash to do the same, but Tariq wants to know about the whole punching thing, or wants to talk about the punching thing. And Cal explains to him, like, everybody wants a piece of me, dude. And if I want to keep any pieces for myself, sometimes I have to be a little violent. And also that guy was a fan. He knows who I am. Me punching him was a dream come true for him. But Tariq isn't buying it. And I'm going to direct quote here because Tariq drops some truth bombs. He says, no, I get it. You punch people because you got nothing to rap about. That's why you stopped making albums. Because if you were real, you'd be rapping about your gated community and how much property tax you pay. So you figure if you keep punching people and keep getting DUIs, maybe you get a verse out of it. But that ain't real. And I thought real was what you were all about. And then after a very tense beat, Tariq asks him, very matter-of-factly, are you going to hit me? And Cal tells him, I don't know. Keep talking. Cut to a few minutes later where Cal has presumably not hit Tariq and is instead telling him that, like, he hears what he's saying, but people do not want change from him. That's the one thing they don't want from him. And Tariq says that Cal's trapped. And Cal's like, damn, you like a narc, only you ratting out me to me. Tariq says that he likes this side of Cal and wants to see more of this. But then he realizes that might seem a bit too intimate, so he tries to cover it by saying that that's what they need to put on the track. And then Cal's pissed again. Cal gets pissed real easily. They aren't supposed to be talking about the music. And then he tells him to chill out, like he already got the job. We cut to Rick and Alicia in his car outside of the Lux. She says she can't take the swag bag, everything in it's so expensive. And Rick's like, dude, I have like 8 million of these. Like, I get invited to these stupid parties all the time. And she's like, are you sure? This lip gloss that I'm holding is really expensive. He's like, I go to these things all the time. I'm always trying to meet important people. That never happens. Tonight was different, and I had a really nice time, and I really like you. And she really likes him too, and she doesn't need him to give her stuff, so she holds out the lip gloss again. And he reaches for it, and she pulls it away, and then she holds it back out, and she's like, playfully like, get it. And then he leans in and kisses her, and it's really cute. And then he's like, that is nice lip gloss. Or that is really good lip gloss. And they giggle, and she parts ways. And he's like, good night, Alicia. It's cute. They're cute. At least for today, they are cute. The band, who I don't think we covered, is named Whaletooth. Whaletooth is sitting out on the second floor, like balcony. They're singing their deep and melancholic music. We pan to Raquel on the phone with her agent, talking about how she's not going to get nickeled and dimed on the role that she has not even gotten yet. Her agent's hyping her up, and then she hears Abby tell Nick that Abby got the part. So she's dejected. She hangs up, walks into her room. Nick tries to seize the moment and kiss Abby. But she's like, no, and tries to let him down gently and is like, are we still good? Subtext, because I really don't want to be homeless. He says that of course they are, and she says she's going to go call her parents, or maybe she's going to call Connor. She doesn't say that, but maybe she's going to call Connor. And Nick is maybe going to go start writing his manifesto.
Yeah.
We cut to Connor doing what he's always doing, running lines and working out, but this time he's on a treadmill. Abby calls, but he doesn't hear the phone ring. And our final scene is one I'm sorry that you didn't get to see. Tariq drops Cal off after they've shut down the strip club, and Cal's finally ready to talk about the music. Tariq jumps into this joke of an album concept called The King's Speech that's going to start with British horns, and then Cal comes in being like, this is Caldrick King, and then is like, I'm just fucking with you, man. And Cal is, Cal's tickled by this. It's cute. He's getting comfortable. He brings him inside. He wants to play something for him. We cut to inside the mansion. Tariq's like geeking out over Cal's record collection. And absolutely horrified that he tried to take him to a record store because Cal's got the most impressive collection Tariq's ever seen. And it's very well organized, I have to assume, because Cal reaches right over blind and pulls out a record.
Mm-hmm.
And puts on Hard Times by Baby Huey, says he wants to sample it. Mm-hmm. They're listening, and he like steps to Tariq and he's like, are you listening to this? Like, do you hear this? And he gets closer. Tells him, do something. They stare at each other as tension grows. They're doing that thing that I love that guys do. It's not quite that, but you know that thing that straight guys do when they're like posturing before a fight where it looks like they're going to kiss each other? It's one of my favorite things in the world. It brings me so much joy. So they're almost doing that, but they're not, like, but that's the level of close and the level of tension. And he says, do something again. And Tariq lets this like beat of intense eye contact pass between them before he closes the short distance between them with a passionate kiss and roll credits. And that is episode 2 of the LA Complex. And I am here for it.
I'm here for that ending scene. It makes what happens in the third scene make a little bit more sense. So, yeah, I'm excited to tell you about it.
Yeah, me too.